So I currently have the 2 to 3 year old age group in my preschool. You could imagine that assessing their needs is not always the easiest thing to do. Sometimes they know something, but they're too shy to say it, or they're in a bad mood. Other times they might be really confident. So usually I try to do it with them in a way that they think is fun or a game. I use body language and facial expressions and eye contact and tone of voice to encourage them to continue with our assessment. It also really helps if I take them away from the group and out of our classroom into a new space so that they don't get distracted by what any of the other students are doing. Since they are too young to read and they're only learning letters now, they can't actually self-assess and they can't say what they can or can't do, because I might ask them, can you change your shoes? And they'll say no, but they can, or vice versa. So with their assessments, I actually give it to them. So it might seem a little formal, but it is informal. And then I will later mark what they can or can't do. I either mark it on the spot or I'll video it and mark it later. So let's check out one of my students, George. He's 2 years old. Good afternoon. Whose is that? That's mine. I am Mandy. What's your name?
Truck.
Your truck?
Yes.
No. I'm Mandy. That is Olina. What's your name?
Truck.
Yeah, give me a high five, George. All right, George. What's this letter?
K.
Wow. Good.
L. O. N.
High five. Those were all correct. You study hard.
What type for?
What color is this?
Yellow.
This is yellow. What's this?
Pink.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. What animal is this?
Pink.
Good. What about this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hippo. Yeah.
Arm.
What's that?
Alligator.
Yeah.
Giraffe.
A giraffe with a long neck. Yeah. What's this?
Bear.
Is the bear green?
No.
What color is he?
Brown.
Good. Ooh. Is he sleeping?
No.
What's he doing? Yeah. Is the bear small?
Black.
Oh, it's a big bear.
Red.
Oh, is this small? Is this your book?
Yeah.
Yes, it's your book.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. Where's my book? The assessment continued on, and George definitely had problems with showing possessions. So one thing that I might do as a fun class thing is take some of the students' extra shoes or extra clothes and put them in the middle of the room and pick them up and say, whose shoe is this? And they will have to say, my shoe. And they will all get their shoes. And then I'll say, okay, come give me your shoes. And they can give them all back. And then I can hold it up and say one at a time, whose shoe is this? And the students can say, this is Mia's shoe. And then I'll say, Mia, is this your shoe? And she'll come get it. Another thing that we can do is I will say, whose shoe is this? To maybe Hannah. And Hannah will say, Adolia's shoe. And then I'll give it. So with possession, I think it works really well with the 2-year-olds when they take things that they use on a daily basis. We also do that with backpacks. Sometimes I do it with my stuff. Throughout the day, I'll say things to them like, is this yours? Is this mine? They think it's really funny when I say, is this my diaper? Before we put on theirs. And they say, no, it's my diaper. And I say, where's my diaper? And they say, oh, no. So that's one thing that you can do with them. So as you saw, George did pretty good with the alphabet, but other students aren't as talented when it comes to the letters. So right now we're in a review portion of the year. We've already covered A to Z. So each week we review 5 letters. On Monday, I will show the students the 5 letters and I'll ask them if they want to play a game. And they always say yes, and then I say, okay, where is, or I want, or give me, and they have to point to or hand me the flashcard of the letter that I name. And this helps me see if they can point it out on oral command. And then on Tuesday, I see whether they can say the letters. So I will show them the flashcard, and they need to actually speak the letters. And I write down their answers. So for students who were able to do this really well, they don't get as much work as the students that are having difficulties. Each day on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will do a review of those letters as a class. And then I will take the students with difficulties to a small group and we do different fun work. So one thing that I do with them, because we have many techniques, so it's constantly changing, is something like this. I have this little apple board and we'll write them together. I'll just write A. Oh, what letter is this? Oh, it's A, and then we say A some different ways. A, that kind of thing. And we'll do that until they're all written. So then I'll give each child one of these boards, and I'll have one myself. And I'll say, I'm hungry. I want to eat D. Where is D? And the students should put their fingers underneath the D. If they can't find it, I might say, it's red, which will help them to narrow down which one they think it is. And then if they can't find it, I'll show them mine, and they can find their own. So then we say, let's eat D. D, 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 D. And then when it's gone, I'll ask them, was D yummy or yucky? And they usually say, yummy. So we'll do that for all of the letters. The first one I do, and then after that I'll ask them, okay, George, which letter do you want to eat? And he has to name it and point it to me, and then the other student or students that are with us in the small group will do the same until we've gone through all of the letters. So that's one thing we could do for speaking practice. Thank